Welcome, guys. We are a little bit later than usual, but we are back. We are another episode of Anime Lately podcast. We are up to episode 118. Unfortunately, the birthday boy was not able to join us. He's getting too lit at this moment, but it's all cool. It's all good. It's his birthday. He gets to do whatever he wants. He streamed a little bit earlier before, and he's been drinking a lot, I don't know if he opened all the presents just yet, but I mean, I guess we'll have to find out till tomorrow. But we got a show we want to bring out. There's a lot of good news. There's a lot of cool news coming out. We got that new solo leveling video game. We have the JJK movie Zero that we finally got the release day, and a couple little news that we want to kind of talk about as well. So let's see all of our faces. Welcome, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Anime Daily Podcast. I am your host, Sam the Manga Man, and here with me are my Brotakus. Introducing first, he is the CEO of Careful Spoilers Podcast Network, the host of Careful Spoilers shows, C4S Villains, founder of The Man Who Stands, Aaron Yeager. He is JB exclusive, the invincibly talented James Barnes. And last but not least, we have the sock-wearing anime-YouTuber, supporter, and streamer. He is the co-host of Inside the Mind of Blerd podcast, the co-host of Maya Naka Mixer podcast. I am so sorry. I was trying to practice that one. The sock-wearing bonnet, helmet of salvation-wearing man, Scubasteve.
Let's go.
Steve, how many podcasts do you do a week now? Because you're just on like everything right now.
Bro.
I mean, his name is out there. His name is everywhere now.
Honestly, like 6. Probably like 6. Because we do like the ItMoB, then we have like the Dads of Sports that we do kind of like just for me and Alpha. We do it just so we can get our sports talk out of there. Then with ItMoB, we record 2 or 3 episodes sometimes in a week. They do gaming with the Blerd, MemoryNK Mixer. Now I do anime lately with you guys. Careful for spoilers. And then luckily, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I guess it's good that, the campaign ended, but we were still doing Dungeons and Dragons one Saturday a month too. I was like, oof.
I mean, it's been almost half a year. I don't know if that's coming back any longer. And I'm having a little bit hard time to even try to find free time now these days with school starting.
Right.
And then I do Mobcast Mafia like some Sundays with those guys. They'll randomly reach out to me and they'll be like, hey, can you pull up for MemoryNK? Can you pull up for Mobcast Mafia? And I'm like, all right, yeah, sure. So it's a lot.
Yeah, man. Appreciate the grind, bro. Love having you on the pod every single time.
Right. I don't do anything, so this is what I do. This is the fun stuff.
We all know Scubasteve now. He's everywhere. If you haven't heard of him, you heard him now. Like, he's everywhere, guys. He's everywhere.
Yeah. And like Sam said, go get the socks. Go to the merch store. Go get the socks. Come on.
And they have a Patreon page. They have a Patreon page now.
Yeah, that's right. Steve, plug that shit.
Oh yeah, so we just started at my Patreon.
It should be in the description down below. And guys want to find, I'll also post in the link too. Yeah. But tell us about it.
So we basically all of the Dazzle Sports thing will be in there. Gaming with a Blerd, they've done like a Destiny series. So they've literally done like 4, maybe 5 episodes on Destiny content alone. Then on top of that, you can get all of our episodes that we record. You get them like immediately. As soon as we finish recording, I download it and just put it straight on Patreon. No music, no editing. You get the unfiltered everything. Anytime we have bloopers and stuff on there, it's straight on Patreon. I think we uploaded 5 this week. Like literally 5 episodes this week. Like,
that's insane.
That's the great thing about having 9 people. It's like, hey, go do you guys, and then when you do it, I'll just download it whenever I can, and then I'll just upload it straight on the Patreon. So our Patreon content.
Do you know what I could do with 9 people? Like, oh my god,
a lot.
So
I need you two guys to write these articles. I need you guys to watch this. We need you to watch these movies, and then we could just have all the video down for podcasts, do our reviews and everything discussion. Damn.
It's so much
Yeah.
fun having and it's so like whenever we get together for like a tier list, it's chaotic. It's chaos because the age is like 23 all the way to like I think I'm the oldest. I'm 33. So it's like
I think
that
that's a fair age to have for anime.
bro, that gap is ridiculous whenever we were doing like the cartoon tier list. And it was like, you guys watched that? And we were like, yeah. And it was like, I was like 4. And we were like, no. It's just like, oh my God. So yeah, it's really it's a lot of fun though. It really is.
Yeah, I mean that sounds all kind of fun, and it's a lot of work too. But you know, I respect the hustle. Yeah, I respect the grind. It's all good.
Facts, man.
Yeah. I mean, like you guys are actually like you're going to work every day and y'all are actually recording 3-5 times a week. So I respect y'all grind a lot more. With me, I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'm enjoying retirement. I guess I can record something. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not the same. Like, you guys are actually like in school, going to work, grinding, spending time with family as well. Like you guys are doing a lot. You know what I'm saying? Y'all doing a lot. Where me, I'm just doing it in my free time. So
I mean, like, if you want, you could just consider doing all these podcasts and doing all the article writings. I could consider that as a work day kind of thing. Like all these recordings, all these uploads
Exactly.
kind of thing.
Like, that's a lot of
That's a
work,
work
a lot
day.
of prep. It's a lot of prep, a lot of work, a lot of editing, promotion. Like it's a lot of shit to do, man.
yeah,
It is a lot.
I love it though.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, right? Like I love it.
But yeah, we appreciate the hustle. Can't wait for that Patreon of Abe singing us a poem within that $10 tier.
He's supposed to be
Yeah,
writing
I'm a
it.
patron, so I'm gonna get to see all of that shit. So can't wait to check it out.
Yeah, I can't wait for him to write these poems.
I
I'm like, you sure you're going to do it? He's like, yeah, I'll do it. It's enticing. I was like,
Yeah, I'm sure he'll actually do it.
mean,
like, you know, it's under the Anime Lately Patreon that's donating to that tier. But really, it's like, you know what? Vash wanted the most. Make a poem for Vash.
when he did it, so we actually started to set up the Patreon like in April of last year. So we were like, we're just gonna load it up. So that way when they join the Patreon, you're not getting like, oh, it's only one video here. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, we got 30, 40 things worth of content here already for you, ready to go. You know what I'm saying? So, but when he did it in April, I was like, are you sure? And he was like, yeah, it'll be fine. And now he's like Twitch affiliate and all this other stuff. And I'm like, yeah, remember when you said you were gonna write poetry? Guess what? That shit, you got to do that too now.
Yeah, do it once a month for each patron, for one person. And that could be a lot of people.
Bro, it's a lot. So I'm like, good luck to you, man.
I mean, like, if you did what me and Vash used to do, like try to add our anime reactions and or like manga reactions or something like that, that's actually good content to put up onto Patreon as well. But, especially for like some contents that you can't have on like on Twitch or on YouTube because you get copyright strikes and like ban and stuff. But when on Patreon, you're actually good. You're safe for doing that as well. So
wow, okay, we can definitely do that too. And we got a lot of stuff coming.
The 9 people in the team, yeah, I could definitely see it.
Yeah.
I can't wait to start the game show. The Are You Smarter Than a Blerd, and bring like other podcast people and stuff to challenge them, because I'm like,
sign me up, man.
I was like, y'all are gonna, I was like, bro, y'all are gonna get waxed. I was like, everybody we bring on as a guest is gonna kill y'all. And he was like, yeah, right. And I was like, okay. I was like, everybody has specialty areas. I was like, but they're gonna kill y'all. And they were like, no, we'll be fine. I was like, all right.
I challenge anyone to an MCU trivia game. Anyone. I will destroy anyone.
I can't wait to do this.
ItMoB Schmodown.
I can't wait. Like, so like when we do it or whatever too, I wanted to do JB versus Alpha, because Alpha is super comic book nerd too. So I would love to see JB and Alpha interact with
right.
Do a whole 20 questions, like top 20. These are the 20 questions, or get this point, and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna set it up, but it's gonna be fun. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope, man. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
I'll compete for Isekai animes, maybe seasonal
Yes.
anime.
Yes.
You versus Black?
Mangas. Okay, yeah, I have a feeling I was gonna fight Black. Like I had a feeling I was gonna fight him. I have to compete with him.
That'll be fun.
But yeah, that would be worth it. I definitely would want to do that. I had an ideas for it. I was actually thinking like, you know how you can make custom like title belts like you see from like wrestling or WWE.
Oh, nice.
But those are those are a real investment though. Those I think it's like to have like custom like front and then have some custom plates on the side like that. I think you're spending a good about like a couple $100s onto it. But you'll have like the legit weight of the belt and everything like that. And I think that makes you feel like you really do got the crown. You got the whole championship kind of title kind of thing. But I get it
for our fantasy football league that I'm in. Like we've been doing it for like 8 years. And when you lose, like the winner holds it for like the whole year. So the next year when somebody else wins it, you have to mail it to their house or whatever. And then they get the belt for like the next, year or whatever. And it's been cool doing that, but like with the Are You Smarter Than a Blerd thing, I think that would be, it's monthly. So it'll be like, damn, you got to mail it again.
I can see that. I can just think, yo, it's a pay-per-view thing. Have enough members to just like sign up like $1 a month or whatnot just to watch the entire live stream. Oh, yeah. And like, I mean, that, if anything, that money could just be the shipping money. Just, hey, you gotta ship this belt. You gotta ship this belt.
Yeah, you gotta ship it over here, man. Yeah, it's really fun though. Like just doing like competitions and stuff like that. I've been enjoying
it. It definitely sounds fun because I feel like we need some doing a whole contest and competition with anime, manga kind of thing, with YouTubers, Twitch streamers, all this, everybody like that. And like, imagine in conventions, you actually bring the belt with you, just show off to people.
That would be hilarious because then everybody that's there is gonna be like, motherfucker.
Be like, no. That's why we have our own booth. No, not a booth. That's why we have like a whole panel where we compete. We're gonna defend it on a convention day.
I get very competitive, so I'm really excited for this.
I love this.
We'll have a tag team thing. We'll have a whole trios thing. Be like, yo, team anime lately versus team.
I got like a whole list of questions. I got like 3 pages. So one page is like easy questions. The other one is medium. And the other one is hard. So like they're supposed to be like just
do the whole 100 point questions, 200 point question, 300 point questions kind of things.
And they're supposed to be like super, like it's supposed to be variety because with us we do comics, everything, comics, anime, cinema, everything. So basically, what I'm saying, I'll just randomly ask a question about anime. Then the next one will be like about video games, and the next one is like that.
That's fair. That's very fair.
It's that way, like what I'm saying, somebody that's a specialty in a certain area won't sweep the board or something.
Yeah, I mean, like, we can have a whole team anime lately like pretty dangerous. Like I got movies.
How I feel
Ray's got games. Sam's got manga. Vash got anime. Like we'll destroy the shit. Like we'll kill anyone.
We all have our strong points too. I definitely can do if it's like we do it just like how Shimodan did it. Like we literally have to choose each other's topics.
Hey.
And that'd be much more
spin the wheel and choose a topic. Oh,
or like a Jeopardy. You know what? We should just do this like as a collab to start it off with. ItMoB versus anime lately.
Say less, bro.
All right, stop. You got this question wrong. They can steal this moment. What is the
Black versus Sam would be immortalized.
Like, all right, let's go. What we got?
I will take Eren Yeager as our Lord and Savior for 500, Alex.
Isekai animes for 1,000.
Okay, yeah, I'll work on that. Like, I'm definitely excited to do that though.
Oh yeah,
it's fun. I've made a Jeopardy game before using PowerPoint. It was for like a different project or kind of thing that we were supposed to do on the show, but we never really got the chance to. It's really fun. It's very easy to do as well. But The only problem is you have to have a lot of questions. You have to have a lot of questions ready and booth every single time and stuff like that.
Yeah, this year I want us to do some like out of the box shit. Like I want us to do like some tier lists. I think that would be really fun. Actually do Jeopardy. I think that would be really fun too. Like more game nights. I think that would be really fun too.
Bro, Jackbox game nights will be lit.
Yeah. I mean, I had fun with the Among Us group, the 100th episode. That was crazy.
Too much fun.
It was insane. Everybody was screaming, yelling at each other. The Uno games are fun.
Yeah, man.
Bro, I was jealous watching that stream. I was like, "Oh man, they're playing Uno."
So we weren't able to do an episode for one night, but we were playing Uno with all the fixins.
Yeah,
and we all had a crazy good time with 7s are wild, 0s are wild, the whole +4s and everything.
It was a nightmare, bro.
But
it was so much fun, but it was a nightmare.
It's like anybody can stop you from winning, but that's the whole point. If you can get through this entire chaos and win, you earn that W.
Yeah. If you play a 0, everyone has to switch hands. Like, oh man, like you could be down to like 1 card, but if someone plays a 0, it just switches.
And then if you just play if you just play a 7, you can switch with that person. You gotta hope you don't have another 7 in your hand. He plays the 7.
It's really chaotic, but a lot of fun. We need to do that on stream. Like
I definitely think so. We should too.
I'm down for that. That would be fun.
If we had if we just need one more person here, we could technically do it right now at this moment and play. But it's cool. We'll figure out another day. Maybe we can do it as a once a month kind of thing. Since we can't do D&D, I think once a month sounds much easier to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
Yeah, but speaking of games, like, cause I'm itching to talk about this, Sam. Like, I'm itching to talk about this.
Yep, let's go through it. Let's talk about this. So since Solo Leveling, the web series has ended last month. Yeah, the end of last month. What came in replacement? A Solo Leveling video game. And that trailer looks lit. It looks insane.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw it on the show notes, I was like, "Oh, this is a cool idea. I definitely want to see this." And I click on it, and then it's like, "Oh my god, this is fucking insane!" Like
it's everything we wanted.
Nuts. The music's great. Like the fighting style, like the mechanics, the animation. Like it's so dope, man. Like I watched the trailer like 4 times. Then I saw Roger's reaction to it. It's like this trailer is insane. If you guys haven't seen the trailer for the Solo Leveling game, please go watch it after this podcast.
The link is in the description, guys, but it's a quick 1-minute video. It's everything you want from a Solo Leveling video game. Which makes a whole lot of sense because technically Solo Leveling is like a whole entire video game kind of story.
True, yeah.
It's a whole RPG game, Korean RPG game story, and now we're having a real legit video games of it, and it looks great. Honestly, the graphics actually looks good. You get to actually use the moment where he goes arise. And he's not just the only playable character. It looks like you get to play the girl. You also play the Shadow Knights and soldiers. All of it looks really good. It's just
it looks good, and it's gonna sell well because of the fact that you don't have an anime adaptation still to this game. So now you have a video game, so now it's gonna boom, it's gonna take off. I think that's brilliant when you really think about it, because it's like there's a game from reading the manga, and it's like, oh, okay, well, it's a game, and you read it, and then webtoon, and then immediately you're thinking, oh, I can't wait for this to get an anime adaptation, and they're like, surprise, video game, and it's like, oh, okay, boom, and you jump in on that. And then they'll probably do an anime adaptation a couple of years from now. I think that's brilliant.
I don't know if they'll give you the full entirety of the game, even though the story is finished. Because I think if they did everything, it's going to take a while for it to be able to release. I think what they could do is do it by parts, and then just
like the Attack on Titan games.
Yeah.
Or like with Ninja Storm games kind of thing, where it's the anime or series didn't end it, so we're just gonna wait, but you can play as is, whichever storyline it goes into it, and then once it finishes, we'll have a patch ready, download the patch, and then boom, you can play it.
Yeah. I think like a game per arc. I mean, that could get expensive, honestly. But like,
Yeah.
it is so much. But like a game, like I don't know, one arc, maybe two arcs, maybe. Because I mean, like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, like that has like so many arcs all rolled into one game, which is crazy. But I
Mhm.
think this could do like I don't know, like maybe like two or three in one game, and then like keep doing that until it's done. Who knows? But I'm very excited for this game.
There's a lot of homage. There's a lot of like story within the game with the giant snake, like the Hydra, a serpent thing from the
Mhm.
first boss. Um, of course, they're gonna have to do at least get to the Arise part, which this is much later. Being able to have other playable characters too, that might actually take some time as well. Honestly, they could go whichever route, and people are going to buy it. Even though even with the link, it has a 30% off. If people want to buy this instantly right now, they'll get people are gonna do it. They'll definitely buy this game to pre-order. Hopefully, it doesn't take the same amount of time as other games that took years and years after pushed and everything, like Cyberpunk.
Well, that also the COVID, you know what I'm saying? But it sucks that because on initial release, it has to be great. Because then after that, it gets the bad rap and then people don't buy it, which is it's kind of I feel like it's stupid
Mhm.
because Cyberpunk did have a bad release, but JB talks about it all the time. It's a great game. But now people are kind of like, I don't know if I want to buy it because of the release. And I think that's unfair in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm. I mean,
I
like
feel
the thing is, like, it's not like it didn't earn that bad rep because the game really wasn't finished when they first released it. After like over a year of delay
I
and
waited a
pushed,
year
yeah,
to even buy it, dude. You know what I
technically,
mean?
yeah, technically, like it took another year to finish, like having all its bugs and glitches to fix up and stuff like that. So I get,
And I mean, it's still not perfectly fixed. 1.5, the 1.5 patch is coming really soon, and then that's supposed to be kind of like an entire like re-release kind of the game. But like patch 1.3, it works pretty well. Like sometimes like the car might get stuck if you like hit into another car. Sometimes like the rain mechanics aren't that great, but the game itself is really good. Like the world is huge, Night City is gorgeous, and you can tell that the game developers really care about gaming because there's hidden shit everywhere. Every place you think there wouldn't be anything, if you go there, I'm sure you'll find something. Like you
mm,
can like climb onto like a random rooftop and you'll just find like some legendary gun or like some legendary like armor or some shit. There is something everywhere. Like this game, it's gorgeous. It's one of the most gorgeous games I've ever seen, and the story, it's so fucking good. Like yes, it's glitchy sometimes, but it's worth it to get the story. Like I love that game.
I really need to. I think I'm gonna go on and invest in getting that.
I mean, like it would be, isn't it free on like PlayStation Plus or Game Pass kind of thing too?
I am not sure.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, but however you can get it, I recommend it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll probably definitely grab that.
But
Um,
but then like its popularity for solo leveling's popularity would already have its sales and stuff like that.
Facts.
But I could definitely see like the first like 1.0 the first version of it might not like, there's still like some work to it I can still see, but that's all video games. If they have a demo that we can at least try to we can like at least play a little bit of,
I
I
miss demos, man.
I mean, like, hopefully we could be one of these channels where, hey, you want to try out the demos? Do you want to review it? Like, hell yes. But yeah, it's gonna come out for PC, PlayStation, Xbox, not no Switch, and I thought it was a mobile
Not
game,
yet
but
anyway.
it's is it a mobile game or no? It's not, right?
I didn't see a mobile version. I mean,
Hmm.
I didn't see one. Not saying that it doesn't exist, but I didn't see it. The
It,
article that I saw only said PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and
mhm.
PC.
All right, that's fine. Because like what I forgot that game called. Because like there's this one the one game Genshin Impact. That's how Genshin Impact did it. It's just it released it for everything, and I thought that was a very smart choice. The quality never went down. It it adjusted to everybody's like phone sizes or PlayStation size monitors, whatever. It did look really well. If it's the same, if we had the same creators and everything, like that did the same graphics, Solo Leveling is gonna go skyrocket even more, and they should have had. People will complain they should have had an anime before, but it would be one of the first where it gets its anime debut after its video game.
That'll be so fun.
Yeah, I mean, at least the webtoon's done, and they can just take their time, flesh out the screenplay for the anime, and then just make something great.
Yep, you can even use some of the income you get from the gameplay to.
I mean, like they have they have great settings too. I mean, you have a 100 floor hell dungeon, 100 floor hell dungeon, where like, okay, so basically within that it's like SAO in a way where you have to like clear the 100 floors, kill the bosses, grind your way up, and then these monsters and that sort of stuff. Of course, I would love the boss. I would love a way where we have multiple choices of different shadow soldiers, and stuff like that. Even though like the series, like the main character got lucky when it came to like, all right, I only get 3 tries for using the Arise to bring the dead, and I can use these as shadow. I honestly, I think that would be pretty fair. It's like, all right, you want to tame this creature? Do you want him as your shadow soldier? You have to like try to risk like roll the whole 3 times or something like that, just to do some special conditions, just to be able to have him in your team and possibly use him like in a fight. And I think that'd be sick and kind of fair too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Also today, I don't know if you guys noticed that at midnight, Pokemon Arceus is coming out. Okay.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
I see so many people in the news feed trying to we're like waiting for this game, waiting for it. But yeah, I get it. It looks really good. It looks really good.
There's been some people that's kind of like pre-played it. They are kind of complaining a little bit about it, but we're getting open world Pokemon. I'm fine.
Like, I have no idea how I missed this. Like, what? I didn't know it was coming out already.
Yeah, tomorrow. Well, in an hour and a half. For me.
Holy shit.
I cannot wait.
I mean, if it's tomorrow midnight release for us for the east side, it's like in 34 minutes.
Oh man, it's already pre-ordered, pre-downloaded on my Switch. I can't wait. Can't wait.
Steve, I need your friend code. I don't think I have you on Switch.
We'll send it. I know I took a screenshot of it. I'm pretty sure I'll just send it right on to you. Let me find it.
Sweet.
I don't remember where I put mine, but I remember I took a picture of it and sent it to the group chat. But I'll look for it later.
But yeah, I'm definitely buying that.
Yeah, bro. Open world Pokemon. I was like, yes, finally.
Yeah, bro.
Finally.
We're gonna see a lot of people streaming that on stream next to the Yu-Gi-Oh game too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I see a lot of people.
I still need to download the Yu-Gi-Oh game.
It's still free, but the whole there's so much new cards and there's so much new strategies that it's really hard to keep up. And there's there's so many different kinds of like decks that you can play and you could just test out. It's a little overwhelming for me.
Oh yeah. I saw that there was a Yugi game coming, but I didn't actually see anything for it. So I just kind of didn't see it, but you just brought it up. So now I'm gonna have to look up a little bit more about it.
Yeah, it's called Master Duel.
Yeah.
Okay. It's going to be on.
It's on everything now. It's on Switch. It's called Master Duel. It's it's a free game. But
Free.
It's free. But the reason why it's that is because it's microtransaction game.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Which makes sense because you need to buy packs, get these certain cards that you need, and just make your own deck like you would if you were to play it in like real physical card games and stuff like that.
I will definitely be downloading that. But that's fine. I have no, you know what I'm saying? I have no problem. People decide to do microtransactions. I'm like, no, I'll grind. I'll
Yeah,
just,
it depends on the game, you know?
Mhm.
Like I hated Battlefront because of the microtransactions. Like
Oh
I
damn.
couldn't have any fun because it just required you to buy everything that would make the game fun. So it's like, I'm not doing that. I'm not
Mm.
doing that. Give me a full game and I'll decide if I want extra shit.
mm-hmm.
How's it going, Ashton? We're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh!
Ashton was
Duel
good,
Master,
bro.
Master
What up?
Duel.
What up?
But the thing is, like, it makes sense for card games for microtransaction because, like, I remember playing Hearthstone, and I remember putting some money into that game too, and I had a good time during that time. I had fun playing during that time, but like, it gets to the point where, like, the moment you stop, the moment you don't stop, it becomes an addiction, and you just
Hmm?
wanted to buy even more cards in that sort of situation. It's like, yeah, not like same thing happened to me when it came to the physical Yu-Gi-Oh cards as well. But at least I keep the physical cards. They're not going anywhere. They're not leaving from
Right.
the
And
game.
some of them go up in value over time.
They could.
Facts. I can't wait. Also, with that stuff going up in value, it's like you hold on to it and you just don't. You just package it and you make sure that nobody messes with it and stuff like that. You just hold
Yeah,
on to it.
put it away forever.
I mean, like, it's like there's still it's competitively played still, like very competitively, and
Right.
like there's always changes when it comes to its ban list, its limit list, it's like semi-limit lists and stuff like that, and that actually also determines the value of the cards as well. And I've had situations where uh, I pulled a over $150 card from the box, or I got really lucky from a pack. Um, oh no!
Oh, you can't hear me?
Oh, sorry guys. Can you hear us now?
Yeah, I was gonna say, dang, I didn't know that you couldn't hear me.
Oh no, sorry guys. Oh no.
Weird.
Oh man. Well, it's all good. I could just re-upload this. I'll re-upload after the stream, but definitely for sure. We have everything recorded. Yep.
Oh,
Uh,
they said now we can.
okay, great. So we were talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. We were actually talking about like the value of each physical Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. Is it better to have it digitally or is it better to have it physically? I say definitely for physically,
Physically, for sure.
because eventually the video game is going to like um I give it a year or so for people to like, all right, I'm good. I had my Yu-Gi-Oh fix. Because you have a lot of people who love watching Yu-Gi-Oh from the beginning with the whole Yugi, Joey, Kaiba, and everything, and they want to just
Yep.
play for these cards. But then if you were to play one-on-one against a some online with someone else, it's way too like they're just move so fast and they just win after like after one turn you just play something face down and that's it. It's just
Mm. I need to actually play it because I want to know how to play the actual card game. I know how to play Pokemon the card game, but I never figured out how to play Yu-Gi-Oh the card game. So I need to actually like play it. So
they
I can
give you
figure it out.
instructions. Like there's like the
Yeah.
solo mode is like literally how to do it play by play, instructions of how to do everything. It's just there's just so many cards and each of them has its own like special effects.
Mhm.
It's like reading a whole entire book for one card. It's like reading a whole book with its small text and everything like that.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah,
I
I love Yu-Gi-Oh because you have to know your deck, right?
Mhm.
Like you have to take like what you have in your hand, what's on the field, and it's like, okay, I know what I haven't pulled yet, so I have to keep playing towards this, and hopefully, with the heart of the cards, of course, hopefully I can pull the right trap card, magic card. So I really, really like Yu-Gi-Oh. My coworker actually got me into Magic.
The
Magic's
Gathering,
really fun too.
that's fun too.
Hmm.
That is like the everyday college game.
Yeah, love Magic.
Yeah, I'll definitely be downloading that though. For
Magic
sure.
is very competitive as well.
That's why I like it.
It's also actually I think Magic is the most least expensive deck money you can invest into compared to like Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon cards and stuff like that for sure.
How many banned Yu-Gi-Oh cards do they have?
They just made a new list. Actually.
Yeah, there's quite a bit.
And I think last time I saw, I think Dark Hole and Raigeki are no longer banned, and you can have they're not banned anymore, and you can actually like I think you can have 3 or something like that. Okay, so what became unlimited was Danger Nessie, Red Eyes, Darkness Metal Dragon, Performable Skull Crobat Joker. I'm not sure what that. Emergency Teleport. Raigeki is now unlimited, so you can have 3 in the deck. And
Nice.
Skill Drain is now 3.
Nice.
See, and it's like I've heard all these stories, but I just don't know how to play it. So I'm downloading that game probably tonight, just so I can at least have it ready for the morning and then play it a little bit.
I mean, it does take a long time to like have to tell you how to play, examples of how to move and everything, and like many different strategies of it. It actually takes me hours. I'm still going through that because there's so many different. They let you sample certain decks to play against a computer, then help you get used to it. But yeah, there's a lot of it's still fun, but I haven't tried playing online yet. I just had a feeling that someone spent $500 on credit just so that they could just buy certain cards that they need to build the deck they want to. I was like,
not at all. No, never, ever. I never put money into games. I'm like, I'd rather just enjoy the grind. That's just how I would play.
I mean, like that's how like with microtransactions, like every day there's like an event, or like every day you get free stuff to use just to build up to get new cards in that sort of way. And but yeah, I try my best not to purchase anything as well. But
yeah, never.
Favorite monster cards, favorite Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Okay, Red Eyes Dark Metal Dragon. That's like one of my favorites.
That's unlimited now. That's one of the lists that got just turned to unlimited.
Dark Magician Girl. Shit. Now I need to look at my deck. So it's like because it's been so long since I've looked at them.
I mean,
Magician of Black Chaos. That's actually one of my favorites. I have a first edition of one of those.
I should check if that's also unlimited as well. There's a lot of old school cards are now unlimited because there's new other cards that are even more broken. That it just makes everything else like completely like, yeah, we'll let you use this, but apparently there's something even faster that can actually stop everything you're doing, because you have to know your deck, but you also need to know like what deck your opponent really is playing and how to like disrupt their flow, and hope so that they don't get the cards they need, and hopefully that disruption gives you the chance of winning the game.
For me, I don't too much. I haven't played yet, so I just would base it off TV show. So it would probably be, I don't know if this counts, Exodia.
It's limited.
Blue Eyes White is limited. Blue Eyes White Dragon, and then Dark Magician. So I'm like first generation Yu-Gi-Oh series. That's pretty much
me too. That's how I play.
Yeah. So those are the ones that I would be in love with.
I have one deck that's just centered around like Toon World because I really wanted to have a deck once I saw it on the TV show. It's like there's a lot of pros and cons, but it's fun to play with. I also have like one deck that's centered around Exodia, so I can just end the fucking game, and then I have another one that's centered around dragons. Like I have a lot of dragons in my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So lots of dragons, lots of cool magic cards to boost those dragons. Lots of trap cards. Like I love Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, so if you want to play, let me know.
Bro, it's so funny because when I go to the store and I will be looking for Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards are there. So I'm thinking like I need to start collecting some Yu-Gi-Oh cards from now on. Like, especially now with this game coming out, it might gain some more popularity. I need to go in and get on those before they snatch them all up.
I mean, well, at least we know the value went down a little bit for Pokemon. because like
Unfortunately.
I know I think it's a good thing, and like because like people got their cards back from being graded, but yeah, the value of those was like way lower than they thought they could get more of. But screw the Logan brothers, screw the screw them. But yeah, at least we could still like at least for now we could play as is and enjoy the Pokemon graphic cards or the Yu-Gi-Oh monster art cards into it. It will keep them as if it's our own NFTs, our own physical NFTs.
Dude, I lost all of my Pokemon cards and I would love to like try to rebuild, but it's
Same.
like I don't know where to start. I don't know anything about these. Like the only Pokemon cards that I have left are my PSA graded ones and like just like a couple like one-offs that I keep like safe. You know,
fight my family. I don't know what they did with my Pokemon cards, but they did something one night when they moved.
I feel like that's a lot of people because I remember we all had binders and like could be very very thick binders where we actually had cards and orders and everything. We just adding new like 3x3 card sleeves kind of things. Like,
bro, I think I told y'all this before. I had 3 Charizards because I got Charizard and well, the whole fire deck thing. And then for my birthday that came like a couple months later, my aunt and my cousin, who is an older cousin, which is basically an aunt, they both bought me the same fire deck. And my mom was like, "You're being ungrateful," because I was so mad. I was like, "Man, they got me fire decks again. I already got that." And she was like, "You're being ungrateful." Now I have 3 Charizards and those just disappeared. Just out there in the universe.
Do you remember what year they were from?
So I was in the 4th grade. Let's see. Let me try to do some math. It was 4th grade. So you're talking 1995, 1996.
Dude, those are the most expensive ones. Those are the ones that people are slitting people's throats for, metaphorically speaking. Anyway.
My mom, when she was like, "Oh, I remember seeing those. I put them in storage." And I ask her about the storage all the time. She has no reply, no rebuttal. "Oh yeah, they're in that storage. You just gotta find them." And I'm like, "Y'all freaking didn't pay the storage or whatever, and it's gone. It's gone."
Dude, some of those are worth hundreds of thousands. Like, if you could get like a 96 Charizard holographic base set first edition. Tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands actually. It's crazy.
I had when I say I had so many Pokemon cards, it was ridiculous. Like I had like how Sam said, the big binder, but like I had duplicates of them. Like I had like 4 Gengars, I had like 3 Machamps. Like I had like so many duplicates of cards because like there wasn't very many cards back then. It was like these were the packs, someone would buy it for you, and that was it. So there was like I had so many duplicates of stuff, and I just would continuously add them up and keep getting them and things like that. I finessed a few people. I ended up trading a freaking Metapod for a Hitmonchan one time.
Nice.
Like I finessed a few people, and like they're just gone, and it's so depressing just thinking about it and seeing how many people are making money and stuff like that. I'm just like, yo, man. Come on.
One of the Charizards that I have is a 2020 Charizard, and it's worth like almost 1,000. Like for a 2020 Charizard.
And it's still worth a bunch.
And it's still worth
Charizard.
almost 1,000.
I think in any Charizard version, it's always gonna be money. Like they keep printing them out. Just it's a different art. Oh, it's a different version. Oh, we're gonna do a whole anniversary reboot of the same version kind of thing. It's like, but it's not the original. It's not the first copy.
The original, he's like standing there, he's roaring, and there's like the purplish kind of holographic. I had 3 of them. I'm so sad about it. Especially when I saw Logic pay like $1 million for one card. I was like,
He paid a lot, yeah, like hundreds of
like, what?
thousands just for
Yeah,
it.
I mean, but they're only gonna go up in value though as time passes, dude. That's
But
like having Action Comics #1.
Mhm.
Even grade 5 still gets you
A
close to
million?
100,000, maybe
Oh.
even more.
It's crazy.
A
It's-
5, like
It's so wild to think that like
we
your
were
childhood had
all
all
we
we were all
were
rich.
we all had this like we all had this collectible cards, figures, everything, that sort of thing, not
I had
knowing.
all the base set Pokemon first editions all gone somewhere along the years,
I don't
and
know
they are
where.
worth hundreds of thousands to millions. I could have retired already.
We
Yeah,
all could
If I
retire.
had these, I could have retired.
yeah. It's really depressing. Like
Yeah.
it was so funny because I was like hiding the fact that, you know what I'm saying, that I
But
had so
would you
many.
guys really sell them, or would you keep them for like nostalgia's sake and the whole
I
thing
would
of I have it, I have it. You have the whole pictures and everything of
So
it, stuff like
I
that.
would never sell any of my Charizards. I would never sell any of like the main base set Pokemon
Mhm.
because they're just too valuable to sell. But there's other ones that you can sell that are, just as good.
That's
You
good.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
I
You can still
honestly and
make
truthfully, I would have
thousands.
sold one. I would have sold one of my Charizards. I had 3 of them.
Yeah.
There's no reason for me not to get a cushion right now.
You didn't want to be like
Well,
you didn't want to be the Pokemon of Kaiba, the 3 blue
Dude,
eyes.
literally, you could sell one if you had them. You could sell one, put all your kids in college.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And
Like,
I had like Alakazams, I had Gyarados.
oh my
I had
god.
so many like duplicates. It was funny how many duplicates I had because I would like I'm looking back at it now and I would throw temper tantrums as a kid because I had duplicates.
I've been
Because I
there.
was like, why would you
What the
give
fuck
me
am I
another
gonna do
pack?
with this?
Yeah, I'm like, bro. And now when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, bro, I had $1 million easily, $1 million.
I would have. I know for sure if I knew what I knew now, I would have bought as many like first edition Pokemon pack boxes if I can, just to hold on to them. Just because even a box sell for like the same price as just that one Charizard.
Dude,
Because
the boxes sell crazy, bro.
Mhm.
Bro. Yeah, y'all have no idea. Like, I'm so mad at my mom she moved like 2 streets over. She lives like 2 streets down from me. And I bring it up all the time now that I'm fully grown and I can kind of like speak my mind without, being disrespectful. But I'm just like, you do know that you have like $1 million just sitting somewhere in a
But
store.
the thing
And
is, it's always the same story where parents won't understand because they didn't understand during that time, and now I still wouldn't understand how the significant value of its value skyrocket all the way up there and stuff like that. Though, so
it's funny in general how much nostalgia stuff costs. Like,
mhm.
I don't
Dude,
know.
sorry to cut you off, Steve. Real quick, right? So I had a bunch of Power Rangers toys when I was a kid, right? Dude, the Morpher goes for like almost 400 right now. Just the Morpher. Just the Morpher with like 1 coin. Sorry.
I was just about to mention Power Rangers. When Power Rangers, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie came out, they did like a McDonald's promo for Happy Meals, and they came with the Zord, the animal Zord or whatever, and then they had like a little bitty action figure that you could sit in that Zord. That Zord thing cost like $25, $30 a piece, and those were stuff that you got at a Happy Meal. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you could have had $30 a piece. I had a bunch of those. I had like biker mice from biker mice from Mars. Apparently, those are like collectibles now. Those and stone protectors, which were troll dolls, basically troll dolls that are action figure based now. Stone protectors are worth a crap load of money too right now. And I was like, I had all of this stuff, and I just somehow let my parents decide we're getting rid of these toys. And
I now know if I were to ever have kids and they were to like ask for like something like collectible anything, whether it's cards or action figure, like I'll buy you one, and I'm just gonna buy one just to hold on to for 20 years, just to see if a value goes up, and then just so like you probably like, yo, your own kids would call you 20 years after that. Hey, do you still have these figures? Of course, like in its own like box or like its own like case and everything. Of course.
Bro, everything costs money. Furbies.
Oh yeah.
Freaking Gigapets. What's this shit called?
What Beanie Babies?
Beanie Babies. All of that stuff is like,
holy shit, the nostalgia of it. It's just,
for a while I was actually holding on to one of my iPhones that had Flappy Bird on it. Because people were like paying money for fucking Flappy Bird because it got to go. And I was holding on to it. I was like, I'm gonna hold on to this forever. And then eventually it died, and I was like, damn, I should have been.
It'll come back. Don't worry. The thing about nostalgia, it always come back.
Yeah.
There's so many remakes of Flappy Bird now, but like right when it first happened, I was like, all right, this is my chance. I can't get my Pokemon cards. I'm gonna hold on to this forever. And I held on to that iPhone with Flappy Bird on it for like years.
But it's insane of how people value nostalgia though. Like they up the price 100 times when it's original worth of anything. And like, I don't know where they get this money from or how they seem to earn it. But I feel like those are like the whole diehard collectors that would do anything to have all the entire collections of it.
This guy.
It's funny that is because there's a store in Plano, which is like an hour away from me, but you can go and they have like literally toys in Ziploc bags, like with the with the little seal thing on there, and like the paint is chipped on the toys and stuff, and they're still selling them $50 to $100 just for like little action figures that's already been open, pre-owned, and they still put them in a Ziploc bag. Like, we're gonna still preserve it as much as we can, and they still selling them for $50 to $100 for certain toys. The certain Ninja Turtles, I don't know if you guys remember, Ninja Turtles used to have like a toy where you could flip the head.
Yeah. Power Rangers did that too.
Yeah, Power Rangers did that too. Yeah, had those too.
Flip it and it turns into like a tadpole, and it can kind of, it's got like flippers and stuff, and you can flip and swim. Those like Ninja Turtles, they were selling them for like $30 a piece, and I was like, bro, I was like,
honestly, it's these collectibles and old school video games as well. You know how much like a regular Game Boy is now, or like at least not the Game Boy Color, but the big Game Boys. It's like
so much money.
And a working one too. It's really
Game Boy Colors go for like what, almost 300 now.
Like, I'm lying.
Yeah,
you gotta stop. I had 2 Game Boy Colors because I had a green one for me and my sister had a pink one. My mom could find that one out of storage, but she somehow couldn't find the Pokemon cards. And I had those, and I would let Skylar and Nessa play my Game Boy Colors. But now I don't know where they are. Are they really worth $200?
Okay, no. So like 150. I exaggerated. Like 150.
150 each for those, just for holding on to them.
Yeah, I'm looking on Amazon right now. Like 150 seems to be like the average.
I need to ask around and see if they still have those in this household, because those are going to get sold.
So remember
Pokemon
the Pokemon
Red?
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. An unopened box that's like still have its plastic wrap. The Japanese version, I think it cost even more, because they also had the original 3 of red version, blue version, and green version, which green version never came out to the US.
Game Boy Colors cost $500K.
It depends. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna look this up on eBay right now. Because I know some of them go for crazy prices.
I'm gonna continue saying what I said before. Fuck you, brother, Logan Brothers, for like making that Game Boy table. Like, fuck you.
The only thing with my Game Boy Color, for my green one, like you put the batteries in, and then they have that little thing to close it. the little latch broke. So like it's like I just can
Mm.
put it in there and then I have to put like tape around it or something to make sure it closes without the batteries popping out. But that's literally the only thing for the green one. And the pink one is like perfectly fine. It's like a hot pink one.
Pokemon Red version sealed, not graded 9.8. The sale is almost 80,000 and there's 12 watching.
Sealed?
Sealed in its box and everything too, like a case for it.
Who has it sealed?
You said it.
Yeah, who has it sealed?
It's like, for real, like what are the odds? Like how much hindsight you're like, you know what? In 20 fucking years, 25 years, this is gonna be worth a lot of money. So we're gonna buy 2. We're only gonna open 1 and keep the other one in a safe. And in 20 years, we'll come back.
Yeah,
we're gonna sell it for 80 fucking grand.
Like I'm imagining like the Pokemon Sword and Shield and Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I'm thinking, oh dang, do we need to hold on to these for years and years to come down the line? But you never know.
Usually you just place it somewhere you definitely know where it is, not where you have to ask your parents, hey, where's this, where's that? And you lose that money. Because that actually happened to a lot of us. We lost it.
Stuff just gets up and walks away. I'm like, how the fuck did that just get up and walk away? Like,
$80,000 just walked away.
No, I've even heard the Disney movies with the black diamond on the side of the tapes. Those were worth a bunch of money. And I used to go to this little, it's not Goodwill, but it's called CCA or something like that in Dallas. And I would go there and I would buy tapes for 25 cents a tape. And then one of my friends was saying, hey, are those black diamonds? And I looked and there was like 9 or 10 of them. But then when I go on eBay, nobody was actually buying them. It was like a bunch of people were like saying they're worth a bunch of money. But then when I went on eBay, they weren't selling for anything. So I was like, how do I get credit for them? Because I still have those for sure. I have those right here in the garage. So that's why I'm wondering, like, as I heard like all these rumors about, oh yeah, if it's a Black Diamond Disney, that's the original. You know what I'm saying? You can get hundreds of $1,000s for them. And then I got on eBay and they were like $28 a piece. And I was like, I was like, 28 is still more than what I paid. I paid for like, they were like a 25 cent.
I think you need to find authenticators somehow, and like they need to inspect everything. Because even because I remember back then it was really easy to corrupt tapes or like mess it up. But then if it's like in a perfect condition, that's when like you get to sell it from the highest amount. But if there's like some tear, if there's like some parts that didn't get to play, or if there's like a stain or something like that, then like it affects the price of those tapes and everything like that too.
Yeah, having things authenticated, that's what gives it the value.
Okay. So yeah, I got to figure out how to do that thing, because I want to know, because I have like a bunch of them that had the black diamonds. I was like, wait, I have a bunch of these. You know what I'm saying? Because it was back when, you know what I'm saying, we were kind of struggling. My kids were like, we want to watch movies. And I was like, oh, okay, 25-cent tape. I go in there with $5 and I was buying like Goofy Movie, like all sorts of old school tapes and stuff like that. And then now I see that they got the black diamonds on them and I'm like, oh, snap. Like if these are worth money, I'm gonna at least hold on to them and see what happens. So
yeah, man. You never know.
It's also like condition of like how many times they've been played to watch and stuff like that too.
Whoa.
Right, yeah.
Because like if you've been constantly rewatching them, then like there's gonna cost some wear and stuff like that too.
Well, that changes everything. Because man, some of those tapes were played out. Hercules and Toy Story, those are.
I mean, you could just say,
don't blame you. Really good movies.
Just only say only collecting purposes, unable to watch, which I doubt anybody would still have a VCR and use it just to watch in that quality version of the tapes.
Yeah, I used to have like the TVs built with the tape, the VCR into the TV. So I used to have those for the kids, and I'll be like, all right, so this is what you guys are gonna watch. And they were like Oliver and Company and Hercules and Toy Story, just over and over. Great Mouse Detective, like everything. They just play it over and over and over. So I was just like, man, yeah. So if it's wear and tear from plays, then I might not be worth $1.
Technology has really advanced, man. Like I remember, like you were the shit if you had a VHS player built into your TV. Like you were the
Right.
shit.
Those big clunky TVs that had its own DVD player, VCR players, kind of stuff. Yeah,
bro, the big hump in the back. I was like, that was heavy TV. I actually saw. I used to have like the floor model TVs that you have in your living room, that big old 60-inch, but it was floor model and stuff. I'm like, man, I wonder how much it would cost to try to mount this thing.
You posted that on Twitter. Yeah, that's right.
How much would it cost to try to mount this thing? Like,
my uncle had one of those things. It's fucking huge for no reason, bro. Like obviously, like it needed all of that stuff to make it work. But it's just like compared to what we have today, like OLED displays that are even bigger, and it's like it's smaller than like an envelope. Some of them are like the width of an envelope. Like,
yeah, and you can
it's
lift
ridiculous.
It's so easy. One man carry rather than a 2 or 3 man.
Well,
carry.
some of those OLEDs are really fucking heavy, bro. Some of them are really fucking heavy. Because the base is where the weight is. Like some of them are pretty heavy.
right.
I had said, "Will somebody mount this for me?" And my homeboy was like, "I'll mount it. I'll mount that motherfucker to the floor."
Touche. Yeah, nostalgia. A lot of great collectibles, and at least we know now. I feel like in our generation of keeping things in collectibles. I mean, besides NFTs, we need something physical. We'll buy our own individual safe. Any toys that we find cool.
I'll create my own NFTs. I'm not buying them.
I still don't even understand the whole NFT.
I mean, they're just digital assets, man.
Mm-hmm.
That somebody's, because I was like, somebody was like, "Oh, you got an NFT?" And they were like, "Yeah." And he posted it, and then somebody screenshotted it and was like, "I got one too now." And I was like, "How does this work?" Because that technically can't be right?
They'll have a digital copy or like paste and saved, but like people who've paid for it has like I guess you could say, same with authenticators. You get like a certificate or card or a wallet that tells you do own a copy of this NFT, and you can collect that or use that to sell to like people or sell to someone for more money afterwards, kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't understand them.
So if it's just like
send you some stuff.
If it's just like a regular image, I don't see the point. If it's like how Kevin Smith did it, like he made like a whole entire movie using NFTs, I think that's more worth it. Because like literally there was like NFTs that's almost 2 hours long, where it's literally own like moving picture movie throughout entirely of it. And I understand it's like that. Because if you were to think of it as like comic books, it's like you having like you own this comic book version with its like early like releases, and it's like, I guess you could say it's within its first editions. You can only buy there's only a certain of these made. Yeah, people can just screenshot these and like save these, or like, you know, whatever. Like I have each pages, save this, and like upload it somewhere else. But you have the official comic book of the NFT of it, where you legitly have it. And if somewhere down the line where you want to like sell it, or it's worth a lot more now, like that's the price of it goes high a lot. So you could think of it like that, like a movie comic book image kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it needs to like have something.
But yeah,
special.
just like how you would collect anything else, you'd collect the NFT. But like Sam was saying, like some people could just take a screenshot of it, but you don't have the certification number. So it's like, you know, that's unless you're dumb and you don't ask for it, you know what I mean? So you can authenticate it, then you can get screwed. But that's kind of how you validate it. But yeah, I'm not interested in buying them. Once I learn more and I educate myself more, I plan to create them so I can have another revenue stream.
I would rather like wait for James to make his own, or like someone who's like very, very creative and like either like did make like a movie or did like a comic book or did like a whole like short film of an NFT. That's would be something I wouldn't mind investing into.
That would be bad. That makes sense. Because I was so confused at how they work. And I was just like, I got some questions. But it just didn't make sense to me.
I'm really hoping the NFTs are not the same as us collecting Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, action figure games. I'm really hoping 20 years down the line, these are not the nostalgia images, nostalgia stuff. That's the
what it
new
sounded
hype.
like.
I mean, that could be almost anything in a way, though.
Man, it's so crazy. Like everything that we do is like it could be something, and that's how you end up on hoarders.
I mean, yeah, I get it, because like one man's trash is another man's treasure, and like,
true.
It's just how do you see it? How do you see it as treasure or nostalgia or memory of it? And that's my whole point of how do you really set a price value on nostalgia and memory kind of thing.
I'll never forget. I can't remember what show it was, but it was like when you don't like pay for your storage unit, like they like put everything up for sale.
Right.
Someone left an Action Comics #1 in the storage unit, bro. So someone paid like a couple $100 for the storage unit and instantly became like a fucking millionaire. It's like, how do you not know that you're sitting on a fucking gold mine right now?
I'm telling you right now.
But the thing is, like, I feel like those kind of shows that make you like buy like storages and stuff like that. But you might just end up getting like the rest of their junk garbage that they no longer wanted.
If somebody decides to find my mom's storage unit, they're going to bank off those little Pokemon cards and shit. And like just random toys that I used to have and stuff. So people just don't know that they're sitting on gold mine. They just really don't know.
I mean, it's also like these storage company owners too. Like, do they get first dibs of looking all of it? Or do they really have to auction off into other people's if they want to junk and stuff like that?
I have no idea how that works.
Yeah, because when you watch Storage Wars,
I like to watch these.
I watch Storage Wars and I wonder, like,
but like most of it is not accurate though. They just did that just for like entertainment value.
Because I'm thinking, I'm like, if you own the storage, why wouldn't you go through it first before anybody else?
Well, technically, you don't own it anymore. It should go through your shit.
That's what I'm wondering.
What's valuable.
Like, wouldn't you do that before you auction it off? Or
yes.
And then after you do that, you get all the good stuff out of there, and then still auction it off. Buy brand new locks. Buy brand new locks from Walmart to make it seem like, oh yeah, these.
It's like, well, you knew it was a gamble, so not my problem.
Yeah.
Like, people can't go in and check out the stuff. You have to look at it from the outside view. You pick your lottery, pick your crate. You have $5, you have $10, $50. Okay, cool. It's just there's no way like you would actually find like an ancient like 1800s rifle gun inside a storage of these stuff. Like, where the hell do you find these?
When I'm watching Storage Wars and I'm like, they have a freaking 19th century fucking table. I'm like, no fucking way. This table was in there and like you auctioned it off. You're like, no way you did that. But they take that stuff to the antique store. Like somebody had like a freaking egg or something like that. Like
those expensive eggs, brush out
like,
eggs.
No way. I was like, no way. If I was the dude that was auctioning, I would close the garage immediately. I'd be like, nope, not this one. like not this one.
Some history makes sense though. Like if you were just to find a mattress and it's like, I think maybe like 60 years old or something like that. Because remember, during that time, people didn't trust banks as much, or because of the whole market was that they put money into their mattresses and stuff like that. If it's, but more often than not, it's like you can't find these mattresses no more, and they could probably hold like thousands of dollars of old bills. But these old bills may be now worth a lot more than usual because they're like bonds, like stocks and bonds and stuff like that. But
That's crazy.
They don't
Dude,
they
people
don't do it
who
no
collect
more.
coins, like I tried to get into coin collecting, but I just like I didn't put any attention into it to figure out how to do it.
That's
I
like
just
a
I just
little
wanted to
boring
collect
for me.
coins.
I used to have like the United States map, and they would have like the
Yeah, yeah.
quarters
Yeah.
thing in there, and I used to collect those for a little bit, but after a while, that just disappeared too.
It's
Like,
value. The value of it doesn't really go much either for that.
Right.
mm,
It's like, I mean, like 50 states, 25 cents each. It's like $20.
yeah. So that's what I was wondering if, like, you know what I'm saying, was it going to be worth money later on down the line? But that just somehow disappeared too. All the stuff from my childhood just disappeared.
I'm sorry, dude.
Man. Hopefully, like we start to learn collecting. Like, I feel like if we value it better, or like if something that's more like, if it's like a TV show, or if it's like something we grew up with when we were a kid, like an online game. Because I would wait for the day where like somehow we were able, like, remember we had like Cartoon Network games and like Nickelodeon games. I was like websites and stuff. If there's a way that we can actually like bring that back, where we can actually like play it like on our own devices or something like that, people will pay money for that, because these sites are no longer exists, and like they don't make these. You can't find anywhere these games. This is nostalgia. It does bring me memories. It gives you like the TV shows and everything like that. I think if you're able to like bring back these old games and you can play them again, that's gonna be money for sure.
Oh yeah.
Like, and what's funny is that you can type those games in on YouTube and somebody's playing them. So there's somebody out there that has
Facts, man.
Yeah.
Like they have the code and everything, and they're playing it in the emulator and stuff like that.
Because like there was an Ed and Eddie like Marbles game that was on Cartoon Network. And
What?
like
I remember the wrestling game, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember the
Marbles
wrestling
game,
but it's a Marbles one too. And I just randomly was talking about it to my wife or whatever, and then all of a sudden I was like, you know what? I'm gonna see if it's on YouTube. And I typed in Ed and Eddie Marbles, and first thing that popped up was that game. And I was like, no way. So I went to cartoonnetwork.com and it wasn't there. And I was like, how are they playing it? Like, I was like, that doesn't make sense. But there's games out there that you can just play that just, or there's on YouTube and just pop up.
Yeah, it's mostly emulators, what Nick said.
Yeah.
But you can't really find it anywhere. You might have to like find someone in Reddit, or you might have to go like, it's really hard to find the code for the game in itself and how you want to like play, like access into it to play it in general. Like, do you want to have like an emulator installed to your computer that runs like certain website games that don't exist no more, and you play like that? But
question, did you guys ever play this game called Power Pete on the Macintosh?
Not that I can remember.
It used to come with your like Macintosh. It was that. It was like a pinball game that used
pinball was like an everything game. Everybody in the Windows have that.
Yeah, the space pinball thing. So it was Power Pete, but when I type in Power Pete on YouTube, it's like Mighty Mike or something like that. Like they changed the name, but it's like a little toy, and he's like an army man toy, and he thinks that he's saving.
Holy shit! I have played this,
bro. I tried to find it, and I can't even find emulators for it.
What's it called? Mighty what?
Mighty Mike.
Well, I was able to find it on YouTube. Power Pete. Like I'm looking at like a 2-hour video right now.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of like gameplay walkthroughs of it, and I was like, bro, I would play it because I never beat it as a kid. So now, like as an adult, I'm like, I would play it just to beat it and just to see what the story was like or whatever. Like I do that a lot. I buy like games that I couldn't beat as a kid, and I go back and I find them and I beat them. Like there was like a Michael Jordan Halloween, like Haunted Mansion game on Super Nintendo.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of that.
Bro, Michael Jordan had like a freaking haunted mansion type game or whatever, and there was like different basketballs, and like the basketballs did different things. Like the blue one would freeze enemies, obviously. The red one would fire them up and stuff like. And I went and I
That
bought
sounds like
them.
a terrible game.
It was like playing it as an adult. It was, but I literally went and I bought a Super Nintendo for $60, and then I found the Michael Jordan game on eBay. I ordered it for like $8, and I played it, and I beat it in like 3 days. And I was like, that was not worth $68, but I felt good about it. I felt good about it. Like it was just like I couldn't beat it as a kid, and I did it. I did it now as an adult, so it felt good.
There was a lot of people who try to go into video game too. Even Shaquille O'Neal, he made Shaq Fu back in
Shaq Fu,
1994.
It was
It did
called
not-
Chaos in the Windy City. That's what the Michael Jordan game was called.
Never heard of it.
Heard of it.
I loved it. It was
Is it like those? It's so bad, but it's good kind of games.
yeah. Like as an adult, I'm like, this was terrible. But as a kid, I knew no better. Like that, I never beat Sonic Spinball.
Oh, okay, I remember
I
that.
never beat that as a kid, and
Never
once
beat
it
any
like
of the Sonic games.
you didn't. Whoa, I beat.
They were actually pretty hard.
I'm
if you
not
think
so
about
I've
it.
never been the biggest gamer. Like I would kind of just start games and not finish all of them, you know?
I used to play them until I cried and couldn't beat them. But like as an adult, like I had basically emulators, or I actually bought a Super Nintendo because I had to play. To me, I had to play that Michael Jordan game. I had to play True Lies, the Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, nice.
movie.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
They did a video game for that one, and I was like, I have to beat this game. I never could beat it as a kid, and I was like, it's a must. I have to beat that. So I bought True Lies. I bought that Chaos in the Windy City, and then there was what was the other one? There was another game where it's a ninja. I can't remember what it's called now. But he had like a super, like he had the red pole that Goku had on Dragon Ball Z, but he had it as his main weapon or whatever.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Bro, I beat that game. Like those were games that I was like, I must beat them. Like they bothered me so much as a kid, and it was a must to do.
Some of these games were actually much harder than it was. Just like this, the Aladdin game, and then the Simba game that was on the Super Nintendo.
Oh, that Lion King game where you
Yeah.
were you couldn't jump as far as they were trying to get you to jump for some reason. Yeah, like
That was a trick apparently.
but you had to
Yeah.
like do it at the very edge of
The very edge.
to get it. And I was like, bro, like who knows that? Like you just
It's like, okay, running start right at the edge. Now jump.
yeah. It was so
Oh, you died? Oh, Solar, start over the stage again. Like, what?
bro, and then they would give you that little code. Like back then they used to give you a code where you could continue where you left off, kind of
Right.
like because after so many continues you die, but you had to write the code down. Like it would be like LBX or something.
That was Mega Man X for me.
Yeah.
They literally did a whole 4x4. No, I'm sorry, 5x5 like number boxes of 0 to 9. And you had to literally figure out, try to remember like what was my number again for this stage.
I used to like have my pen and pencil when I was playing the video game just because I'd be like, damn it, allowed to write the codes down.
That's the only way you continue. That was way before a save file existed.
Yeah. So Ashton said, does anyone know why Funko Pops are more
You know, I
expensive?
mean, just like comics, cards, like Nick was saying, like it depends on the series, depends on how many of them were made. It depends on like how exclusive it is. If it's like a GameStop exclusive, Barnes and Noble exclusive,
New York Comic
because
Con
they only make a
exclusive,
certain
everything
Comic
like
Con
that.
exclusive. So those are all things that go into it, like the integrity of the box, of course, the integrity of the figure itself. Is it sealed? Is it signed? So there's a lot that goes into it. I have some Doctor Who pops that I'm very, very proud of, that I've taken good care of over the years.
It's more of the number of the number of existence of these, like anything for collectibles, of anything. Like if there's setting a number of like, oh, only 500 Ds are made.
That
You can,
immediately changes it.
it depending what type too. If it's like a Pokemon, or if it's like a Walking Dead, or if it's Dragon Ball, those kind of things too. Sometimes even having autographed might damage its value.
So weird, right?
Yeah, so it gets complicated. So it works like that with comics too, right? So let's say you go somewhere and let's say you go to a comic book store and fuck it, RDJ signs your comic. You can't then send it to the CGC and expect them to grade it and seal it as a signed copy of this comic from RDJ. They'll put a green label on it, and I can't remember what the exact verbiage is, but unless they see it, it doesn't count. So it's like, yeah, like Sam was saying, like unless someone sees it, it could hurt the value because then it'll be graded completely differently and won't be worth the same as something else that was signed in front of someone from the CGC.
That's
it gets
like
weird.
That's why like with pictures, even sometimes pictures are not like authentic like signatures and anything. You literally have like a whole certificate, and these certificates are like cased into a frame or something that says, yes, this existence, this toy, whatever collectible is legitly signed by the original person who created this, or by RDJ. Both of these together is what gives it its own more value than it is to.
Yeah, if you have the certificate, never send it off to get graded. If you have a certificate of authenticity, just seal it yourself and just leave it alone. Because if you send it to the CGC, they'll slap the green label on it and it will not be worth nearly half of what you could get if you just have the certificate of authenticity. Like it gets really weird.
Crazy, man.
It was a lot better back then than it is now, when it's more like greedy. People like would rather like try to keep it for themselves, kind of situation thing.
I mean, yeah. You know, money.
It's funny.
Funny talks, bro.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, another news I wanted to bring up is finally we have the official time date of when the Jujutsu Kaisen 0 movie coming out, and it's going to be March 18th.
I still haven't read chapter 0.
Me neither. I haven't watched 0.
Let it surprise you. Don't do it.
Right.
That's what I wanted to do.
I had no idea. So when I first picked up JJK, leak from Worst Generation podcast was like, make sure you read chapter 0. And I was like, okay. And I read it and I was like, okay, I read it, but I don't feel like I learned anything. You know what I'm saying? And then I just picked up from chapter 1. But now looking at it, like I'm like, oh, they're going to make that into a movie. I'm like, there was some good stuff in that chapter 0 thing. And now that I understand the whole sorcery thing and everything that they have going on in JJK, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a really good movie. So yeah, just let it be a surprise, bro.
Yeah, the time framing of the time framing of how to read it is you have to start from chapter 1 to chapter 60 or 70. Basically where the first season ended, and then you could read 0, because like it doesn't like, because when you read 0 automatically, you don't know who these characters are, and you don't meet them until like later on, like in the original series, like much later, and you don't see the importance of Yuta until like where we are right now. Like
so important.
Now it comes to the point where like you came in the wrong time placement, and it just ruins the experience of it. I think people who just jumped into JJK after the first season of the anime, they're doing it correctly by like, yep, now you can watch the movie and then we can continue back into the story, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think for me and James, we just went straight through to JJK, but we never even touched number 0 yet.
Good job.
Yeah, I mean, you guys told me not to read 0, so I was like, all right, well.
Enjoy the ride that you're about to get. Let's just say that. Because I started reading JJK like when the trailer for the anime was released. I was like, oh, let me read JJK. And then I couldn't put it down. So I ended up.
Same.
So now like I had no like I watched the first season, but it was just kind of like just because people were talking about it. But I read it because like I just couldn't put it down.
Yeah, same. I couldn't really. I just kept going after. No, actually, even after the first season, the anime ended. I had to start from the beginning in case I missed anything that the anime didn't cover, just in case. And then like I just couldn't stop putting it down. I took so many screenshots, and then Ray was the first of among us who was already caught up and talking about it. And I was like, "Yo, Ray, what the hell? This happens? What the hell?"
It was super exciting, like to talk to people that had already read it. They were like, "I know, right?" That's what they just you just heard a bunch of "I know, right?" And you're like, "Just wait till you get here." So it was like really fun.
It's worth it. It's good to know that anime movies takes 3 months after and they'll just release it.
Mhm.
I'm kind of hoping there's a dub version for the movie as well, because my brother, like he started going. He went into JJK not expecting anything. He thought it was gonna be like just like with Naruto is. Now he enjoys this way better. It's different, and he's hooked. If it's a dub version, I'm watching it with him just so like bring the nostalgia back into his life. Where like I know you're not a big anime guy anymore, but I know you like JJK, so that we could just enjoy this movie watching it together, even if it's dub. It actually was pretty decent dub.
Oh yeah, so I enjoyed it. I can't wait. You said March 18th, so
18th. That's a Friday.
Yeah,
yeah,
not far away at all.
not at all, bro. Like
Tickets-
January by fast.
Tickets will go on sale on February 25th
Okay,
for the JJK movie. Yeah.
yeah. January went by super fast. Like
Yeah, dude. I was like, it's a new year. Now it's next week. It's over.
yeah. Yeah. So I already people talking about Valentine's Day. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I think that's more of the company corporation. It's like let's sell some holiday stuff. Valentine's Day. Boom, 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 boom.
And if your holiday stuff is still up from Christmas, take it down.
Yeah, actually, you're right.
Please.
Yo, guys, if you still have your Christmas decoration, it's time to put it down. Take it
Yes,
down.
please. If your tree is still up, it's a house plant at this point. It has to come down. Take it down.
Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, these are good stuff. I think that's kind of also the news. There's also the Steam Deck that's going to be coming out in February 25th. Can't wait for that because I've been buying some Steam games on my computer, but I don't have the best quality pictures just to be able to play it. But unless you have a game, the thing about Steam games is if you have a good PC with the graphics cards and the monitors for it and all that stuff like that, it's worth playing. But I don't have that. I don't really want to invest so much into it with these kind of computer parts because I know every 3 months or so they're going to come out with a new graphics cards, a new better monitor, and a better screen. With a Steam Deck, I think I would definitely want it just so I could play the games. And if I want to go online and play with Ray or play with people, I could just be on my Steam Deck and let's go. I don't need the better quality of it. I don't want to wait for a 3090 to be on eBay and to pay like almost $3,000 just to get that graphics cards and just the best quality of it. Nah, I'll just buy a Steam Deck.
Yeah, I really want one, but it's like I barely play my Switch. So it's like I would be spending 700 plus just so that I can have the Steam Deck so I can play some of my Steam games sometimes when I'm out if I have time. So it's like I don't know if it's worth it, but I really want one though. I really want one.
I think Steam Decks are the devices that's not gonna like sell out instantly. I don't believe it's gonna like everybody wants one. Everybody wants to pay $700 just for a Steam system kind of thing, or console.
Yeah, because I mean, I like the convenience. You know, if I'm playing on my PC, if I have to leave, I can just pick up my Steam Deck and just continue on. You know what I mean? Like, it's really convenient. but I'm really not gonna use it that often. Like I haven't touched my Switch in like I don't know 2 months. You know what I mean? Like
Ooh. That's like my prized possession right now. I play that one more than I play my Xbox and my PlayStation right now.
I'm just playing shit on my PC right now. Like I'm almost done with Cyberpunk because I like playing all the side missions. Like I'm that guy. I play all the side missions, all the hidden shit. I do all of that stuff first and then do the main storyline. And then I want to play Control. I want to play
Bro,
Right, right.
It's like I'm
when
stuck
Ray
on my
said he was like, wait till February 1st. So I was like, oh, okay. So I stopped and I was gonna play it.
I mean, that's next
Yeah.
week. Oh, like technically 4 days from now.
Crazy.
It's
But
so bad.
Ashton, to answer your question, my most anticipated anime of this year, I have two. Rising of the Shield Hero and The Devil is a Part-Timer season 2. Like I love the first season of The Devil is a Part-Timer. I've been waiting for a season 2 what seems like an eternity, and it's finally happening. I need to go back to McRonald's. I need Lord Mao back in my life. So let's get it.
Okay. I'm gonna say Spy Family for me. But I completely forgot Chainsaw Man is coming out this year, and yeah,
Very excited.
so Spy Family and Chainsaw Man for me. And if they ever announce Undead Unluck, they're gonna announce it this year. It might not come out this year. They're definitely gonna have to announce an anime adaptation for Undead Unluck.
Let me see. I need to look through my list of like. I mean, Shield Hero is definitely one that I am looking forward to.
Yeah, it easily became like my favorite isekai. Period. I mean, very close to Slime. Like they're very, very close to each other.
So it's for me, it's ReZero, then Shield Hero Slime in that area.
Because you like ReZero so much, I'm gonna try it again. I really will. I'm actually gonna try to get through it. Because I don't know what it is. I do know what it is. Every time I tried to watch it, it was just the wrong time. Like I wasn't mentally like ready to start something new anyway. It's just like everyone talks about ReZero. I should probably just watch it. And then I try it's like 15 minutes in, I'm like, I don't care. I'll just put on Black Clover again.
So the first episode is out because it's like the first episode is like a 45-minute episode, like almost a 45 to an hour episode. So it is long and the pacing is kind of but trust me, that show is really, really good, especially once you start to find out like the overall power system of what he has to work with, on how he has to reset and he keeps trying to figure it out and everything like that. ReZero is really, really good. But yeah,
Okay.
for me, it's ReZero, then Shield Hero, and I actually haven't finished the second season of Slime yet, so that's on me.
There's Bleach, Thousand Year War, Blood War.
That is coming out this year.
I'm looking forward for some like anime movies too. Odd Taxi in the Woods.
Can't wait for Odd Taxi.
That's gonna be on Crunchyroll too, so that's a good thing.
I'm so happy for myself.
Looking forward to the second movie of SAO Progressive.
Yes.
The Consensual Quintuplet movie. I don't know about the Dragon Ball superhero movie though.
The animation didn't look great.
Yeah, it just wasn't my favorite.
I have zero hype, but I mean, I'm sure it'll be awesome. So I'll just wait and see.
What's crazy is I would still look forward to for Uzumaki anime because that got pushed so many times, and that's the Junji Ito anime, and that's supposed to be worked with Adult Swim and stuff like that. And of course, Welcome to Demon School, Umakun Season 3.
I need to start that.
It's good. It's really good.
Isn't Sakamoto Days getting an anime adaptation this year?
I don't know if they announced it.
I thought they announced it.
I don't think they have announced it yet. The only series I remember from Job was Bleach, Spy Family, Slime.
Oh, okay. They announced that they're making the anime, but no release date. You're right.
Yeah. So far, not too many in the list. I mean, I'm always looking forward to new Isekais. That I read from
Facts.
manga onto the animes too. And like some of them are good, where I consider it's fine. Like I'm gonna watch it through after like 3 episodes and that sort of thing. But uh yeah, I'm increasing more to your Isekai list for your watch, James.
Thank you. Yo, shout out to Sam who was nice enough to make a Google sheet of all the isekai
It wasn't
anime that
too
I need to
hard
catch up
though.
on.
Like you
Yes,
think
but
there's so
still, you
much of
still
it, but
took
it
the
wasn't
time
so
to do
bad.
it. You still took the time to do it. I appreciate it.
Like,
So I'm going down that list, and now I'm gonna, as soon as you add some more, I'll catch up on those.
did you finish Jobless yet?
Yes.
Nice. The
Fucking flames, bro.
yeah, the animation for that is fantastic. I'm trying to find that list again. There's enough that did you
So Nick, how do you feel about that anime, Killing 300 Slimes? Because I thought about checking it out, but I'm like,
It's cute.
what the fuck is this?
It's a slice of life kind of Isekai kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Female casts. Yeah, it's really slice of life. 20 did you watch Tsukimichi?
Not yet.
That one was actually one of the best Isekais of last year, actually.
Okay.
Tsukimichi, yeah. And the season 2 should be next year, I believe.
I'm gonna star that on the list you gave me because I want to make sure I watch that next.
Did you ever finish Combats Will Be Dispatched?
No.
Because those are the same people from Konosuba.
Okay.
Yeah. Moonlit Fantasy is actually one of the best animes best Isekai animes within last year's list, actually, no doubt. Jobless as well. Slime 2. The Dungeon of Black Company was fine. I enjoyed it. I had fun. It was a good comedy kind of Isekai dungeon lurking thing.
Okay.
I'm watching a second season. Currently watching a second season of how a realist hero rebuilds the kingdom. Pacing is a little slow, but it's actually pretty good. Smarter, like this legit smart of building a kingdom and stuff like that. My kind of slice of life of Isekai was like Restaurants to Another World 2. Did you watch Spirit Chronicles, right, James?
Yeah.
That was actually pretty decent.
Yeah, it was.
Assassin Gets Reincarnated in Another World was actually okay. It was
That's
okay.
gonna be one of the next ones.
It's okay, but don't have like high standards for it. I still enjoy I Stand on a Million Lives.
Okay.
Because that's like a very dark story in itself.
Mhm.
Far Away.
I was about to say, isn't the second season of
Standing on a Million Lives?
No, Made in Abyss.
Oh, Made in Abyss is this year.
Yes, this year, right?
Yeah, this year. But then like the movies are also out already.
Oh yeah, I'm interested in that one too.
Faraway Paladin is okay. It's a little bit more into D&D, but it's okay. Saint's Magic Powers Omnipotent is another slice of life Isekai anime. Drugstore in Another World, another slice of life, but it's more of it's okay. It's not the worst thing I've watched, but you can move on from it. So I'm a Spider, So What? It passes, but barely passes.
Okay. Because it didn't seem that interesting to me.
It's
Chat,
not.
you can let me know if you guys have seen it. Like, let me know what you think, if I should put it on the list or not.
No, I wouldn't put this in the list. Like,
Okay.
it's the weird CG animation, and like its focus keeps splitting between the Spider Girl and like the other reincarnated kids, but nobody really gives a fuck about these kids. It's really, we only care about is the Spider Girl. Yeah, those are like the most decent like the Isekais of last year, honestly, for sure.
Oh, my bad. I brought up Made in Abyss. That's not an isekai at all.
No, it's fine. I was just recommending James which isekai anime would be good to watch and stuff like that.
But yeah, the isekai genre, that one is like super overly. There's a lot of isekais that come out every year. You're like, holy
They're
shit.
a lot of fun, but they don't usually get second seasons, man, which really sucks. In Another World with My Smartphone, I actually really like that anime.
I thought I did
I
hear it
wish it
was
got
getting
a
a
season
season.
2.
I thought I did hear rumors of it getting a season 2.
I don't know, man. I love that anime. It was so dope.
There's so many shows that come out. I'm like, man, that's another isekai. Damn.
So one isekai that
I want
came
them
out
all.
last year that's already got official for season 2 is the Tsukimichi one, and actually
Okay, dope.
really good, they had good animation into it too, so worth it. How not to summon a demon lord. I never got to watch the second season, the Omega thing.
I haven't finished the second season either, but it is really good.
There's also
As
the
long as it's not what's the one that we don't like?
Isekai Cheat Magician.
No. Isekai Cheat Magician is good.
No, it's not. It's boring.
Wise Man's Grandchild.
Oh right.
As long as
that
it's not that, I'm pretty much good.
one.
Ashton, have a good night, bro.
Have a good night.
Good night, Ashton. Another one I was supposed to react to, like actually enjoyed, was the My Next Life as a Villainess season 2, or it's X. I know it's getting up. It's also getting a movie now too, and it's a very popular like light novel series for the genre. I still have not finished. I still have not started Finan yet. Yeah, but isekai genre, it's fun. Honestly, it's just a nice, fun action adventure kind of game where, action adventure RPG video game show where you can actually use your real life, your previous life, I would say, and that kind of knowledge and going into this fantasy action adventure video game life into it.
There's a lot of isekais that I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll see. Because there's so many of them, I'm always like, we'll see. Like, I'll wait for everybody else.
I only suggest seven or higher isekai genres. Anything lower than that, nope, I can't suggest it. I finished it just to finish it, but it wasn't like worth it to keep on going. That sort of situation though.
Yeah, about to say, if you recommend it, I'll do it.
You ever watched the Moonlight Fantasy, the Tsukimichi?
No, I haven't.
That one is a good one for isekai. Me and Blacks like talking about it. We support that one.
It's Moonlight Fantasy and Ash, right? Something like that.
Yeah, Moonlight Fantasy and Ash kind of.
Yeah, I've heard people talk about that one. So okay, I'll check that one out.
That one is gonna get a season 2.
Yeah, like I'm like, there's so many of them. I'm like, all right, I'll wait for somebody to tell me because there's so much trial and error, and I don't want to.
I'm very grateful for Sam. Sam got me. So
Yeah, I got you. I mean, like I enjoy the genre too. I'm like watching it. If I need something to watch while I'm eating, or I need to do some work or something like that, I just rather have in a background to play. Like, okay, pretty good, decent, all right, stories. Like that's how I did with. Actually, no, I gave 80s when I gave 86 a shot, and I got hooked instantly and just kept watching it like as it was. And I'm even watching the dub now. Actually, like the dub version.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
yeah, dub's pretty good, man.
Get on 86.
Oh yeah, did
That's
you start?
actually, it's strange that it's actually like one of those where I kind of slightly prefer the dub over the sub. It's like that for me with Shield Hero too. I kind of slightly prefer the dub over the sub for Shield Hero.
Because like I've checked the cast. Some of these casts, they were from like with Gundam series or Evangelion series, the movies, that sort of thing. I think they've like have some like experience working in like mecha genre. And like we already know Gundam like stories are really sad.
Yeah.
And we know like Evangelion is sad too. So, and this is this is also a mecha anime that's also very sad. They know they have experience of what to do.
Yeah, Neon Genesis. I remember that like that OP was so fire.
Yeah, man.
Mhm.
I used to love that song. But yeah, I still haven't started 86 yet. Just binging so much stuff at the same time.
Take your time. You have to be mentally ready, man. It's a journey.
Like however you got ready for Iron Blood Orphans, use that
Just
for
strap in.
86.
Be ready for pain.
Yeah, binging the first season of Snowpiercer and Godfather of Harlem and stuff like that. I'm like, I haven't got to touch some anime stuff. Then I've been reading Full Metal Alchemist.
And I'm actually gonna do a re-watch of the anime for Brotherhood, honestly.
As you should.
Yeah.
Wait, I forgot. Like, did they remove it from Netflix?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. It should
Because
still be there.
Because of the fact that they got that original, the Netflix original live action movie, I don't think they'll ever remove Full Metal Alchemist from Netflix now.
Because I remember some shows left, some like old animes left Netflix and stuff, and I was wondering if Full Metal Alchemist was one of them.
Steve, have you seen Claymore?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
No,
cool.
I read Claymore. I didn't watch it.
Oh, even better.
Even
better.
Bro, Claymore
is one of my favorite series of all time.
Bro, Claire is so fire, bro.
Goat.
Yeah. I read that last year.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. The conversation we were having was each one of us chose a manga to read, and I chose Kingdom, Tail chose Claymore, and Panda chose Way of the House Husband. And we all, you know what I'm saying, we binged each one of those series.
I think it's time for me to it's around that time again where I need to binge watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Oh yeah.
It's what I consider trilogy time. You have to at least watch a series like every 3 or 4 years.
Greatest anime ever fucking made, period.
Oh,
period.
I don't know about that one, but
dude, it is the greatest complete anime, period. To me, anyway.
I feel that way too. Yeah,
64 episodes of absolute. I don't know if it's exactly 64, but it's 60 something episodes of absolute perfection.
Okay, I love Full Metal Alchemist, but me and Abe argue all the time. But it's just not. I mean, the biggest thing is, like you said, it's complete. Because with Hunter x Hunter, it's not complete.
Yeah, technically.
It's not complete.
But like, at least with Full Metal Alchemist, they actually completed within the 66 episode. And
yeah,
compared to like Hunter x Hunter, with Naruto, with Bleach, where they had like over hundreds of episodes, at least Full Metal Alchemist did it in less that time. But then in chapters, I think it's like 100 something chapters, but it fit.
Yeah, Full Metal Alchemist is 108. I'm reading it currently right now.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So I'm
on.
Where
I got that number from.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what the watch is, but the chapters is 100.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the
yeah, not the watch. Yeah.
If we're not including movies, I get it. Yeah, but yeah.
I'm on chapter 14 right now. So yeah, that's my binge right now for the manga challenge thing. But yeah, I was like, but I've heard people even make that argument that, oh, that's the ending for Hunter x Hunter's ending. Like he met his dad, that was the goal, that's the end, and then you just pick up in the manga or whatever as an extra.
But then again, if you think about it,
yeah, but that doesn't mean that the anime is complete. The story is complete.
Gon wasn't just he wasn't the only main character of the story neither. Too, it's just like
the other characters need closure.
Like L'Oreal, technically Killwa's story is kind of over too, in a sort of way, because he never had a full justifiable end goal other than to just arrest his family and whatnot. But I think he comes to the point where he can't do it. So
I know, like in the manga, like Kurapika Karapika takes over as the MC for a little while ago.
Yeah, he still currently is. It's just that the 2-year break hiatus.
Yeah, he said sadly it's not coming back. You're right, Nick. It makes me so mad because according to reports, quote unquote, Tagashi says the story is completed. He just can't animate it and stuff like that because of his back. And I'm like, bro, if the story is completed, come on, man, just hire somebody. Like, don't be selfish right now. like we need this.
I mean, it's like I get it. Like, as an artist, like you want the best version of your shit out there, right? Like, you don't want to just put it out like.
But the thing was, like, when he was finishing up Chimera Ant arc or during out of it, it really seemed like he didn't care at all. Because I remember the art for the Chimera arc for the manga, it wasn't good.
Yeah.
It was just regular scribble.
Yeah.
And like
then some of the panels were just words only,
Yeah,
like that narrator.
It literally shows you that he didn't like he just didn't like his work during that time. He just wrote whatever, drew whatever, and just like pushed it out there. And like he knew people were gonna read it, and people were huge fans of it.
You're an amazing storyteller. Just let somebody else. You're sitting next to a mangaka every night.
But the thing is, he makes royalties of it, wouldn't he? He makes some kind of royalties, and his wife is the creator of Sailor Moon.
Yeah, let your wife draw it. That's fine. It's frustrating because especially because of the fact that they keep teasing you with the fact that he's written the story already. It's done. I'm like, okay, so now you're just being an asshole. You didn't have to.
I need to know. I need to know where you got these sources from. That's what I need to know.
I was like,
that's the only way I can believe it.
I'm like, there's no reason for you to release that information to us if that's the case. Like, because now you're just being a jerk. Like draw it. But yeah.
Or at least give us a light novel. Just give us the light novel of the series, and then we'll picture how we want to picture it.
I'll imagine it. Please do it. Like, it's heartbreaking, but
yeah, I mean, we already know what the characters look like. We can kind of just envision.
You can hear their voices.
Yeah,
I can hear their voices.
Dub, sub, whatever you want.
We can read. We'll read this. We'll just have a TV in our brains, imagining how these fights work and how it's going on, and his long explanation of how these certain powers work. And these, I remember they spent like 2-3 chapters and like a whole entire book writing of how these abilities work, how this person's ability worked, how this person sometimes it got very tiring to read word for word of everything.
He was definitely explaining everything, and it was like, it was kind of one of them things where it was like, I get it, but it was like, come on. Like that's the one thing that I did appreciate about the anime. The narrator was like very, very helpful. But yeah, as far as everything with the Fullmetal Alchemist, especially with the read that I'm on right now, like it was interesting because I never read it before. So and I've never watched the original Fullmetal Alchemist. So maybe what I'm reading is supposed to be Fullmetal Alchemist, because I'm like, bro, I don't remember any of this in Brotherhood.
Well, I mean, Brotherhood's supposed to be
closest to at manga.
It's supposed to be, it's supposed to be the direct adaptation.
The first regular Fullmetal Alchemist, it started just around the same time the manga started, but then it caught up to the manga, and they had to create their own original ending for it. And then there's actually people who still like the first part, which is fine. Like the first Fullmetal Alchemist, which is fine. People enjoy Brotherhood more because it's more connected to the manga in itself. But I don't think you could go wrong with either series, to be honest. So,
because right now where I was reading, like it starts off, because I know with Brotherhood it starts off where they're trying to arrest Scar. Was it Scar? Yeah, they're trying to arrest Scar, and they haven't even mentioned Scar yet in the manga that I'm reading.
Yeah, in the beginning it's just like the side deals or something like that, like taking down the greedy mayor or something like that. A cat. Yeah. Because you see him, that character later on in the anime. It's just that I I'm pretty sure the anime had at least one episode of that greedy mayor captain state alchemist guy, but
Yeah. So, I
Yeah, I think
mean,
they just rearranged it for the anime, but
Mhm.
the story itself is supposed to be like straight up the manga.
oh yeah. So yeah, that's what I need to finish that because I'm ready to get back on some. I'm not gonna lie, my comic reads have been way better than my manga reads right now so far.
Same, dude. There's a lot of great shit out right now.
Yeah, I'm ready to get back to reading comics. No offense to
Yeah.
manga or anything like that, but right now, like the comics have just been hitting every
Yeah,
time
I
I pick
mean,
one up.
check out Death of Doctor Strange whenever you have like some time. Issue 5 came out yesterday. It's been really good so far. Definitely read that shit.
Okay. That just the title alone, Death of Doctor Strange. I'm
Yeah,
like, oh,
it's
okay,
wild,
let me
bro.
go check it out. Like, because I read the two Moon Knights. I read the 2016 Moon Knight run, and then I read the current Moon Knight run. And whew, like that 2016 run really, really made me appreciate like the character and everything like that. So then when I read the 2020 one out, I mean, well, the current one, and I was
Yeah.
like, yo, like it's really fucking good.
Okay, guys, I think this is a good place to stop to wrap up. Steve, can you give us your plugs?
Okay, yeah. I am Scubasteve 1428 on all social media. Follow the Blur Mind Pod on Twitter, and you can click the link tree, and it will lead you to all of our members and our team members and everything. And it will lead to all their Twitches and everything. Shout out to Abe, who also became affiliate. Who happy birthday to him as
Woo!
well. But he
Congrats,
officially
bro.
made affiliate on Twitch, and yeah.
James.
Yeah, for me, you guys can follow me all over social media at JB Exclusive. If you want to see me talk about movies and comics, follow me on Twitter at JB Exclusive. I just did a review of the 355 and Moonfall on my Twitter right now. Both pretty disappointing movies, but it is January. This is the dumping ground for shit. So I still need to see Scream, which has been, pretty highly rated. Well, not that highly rated, but people have been liking it. Fans of the franchise have been liking the film, so need to check that out. But if you want to find everything else that we do, go to carefulforspoilers.com. You'll get links to the Patreon where we do weekly giveaways of Blu-ray digital codes. We just gave away Dune. We also give away comic digital codes on the Patreon as well. You'll also get the raw, video of like villains and other stuff that we do there. You also get links to the merch store, all of the links to the other podcasts on the Seafresh Podcast Network. And check us out on Villains tomorrow night, episode 50, where Steve and I and Vash, we're going to be talking about Peacemaker, episode 5. Hopefully Abe can make it, but we'll see how his internet holds up. But we're going to be talking Peacemaker, episode 5. It was a wild ride. We're also going to be talking about Mortal Kombat sequels, all kinds of shit. Check us out tomorrow.
Yes, I apologize for the beginning of the podcast with the show to mute, but for sure, I'll try to re-upload the show again through either from the Zoom video side or from a Streamlabs element side. But for sure, the entire podcast will have the entire audio. I apologize, Abe, ahead of time. And happy birthday to you, Abe. Even though I'm in the east side and it's already like almost an hour past the 12 a.m. mark already. But still, happy birthday to you, man. We love you. We appreciate your work, your support. Always there for you, buddy. Guys, for Anime Lately, guys, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't yet. We are trying to still reach to 3,000. We still have a few
Let's
hundred
go.
more. We could try to reach 3,000 before, hopefully by June, maybe even less than that. Remember to like the video if you enjoyed what you're listening to. Follow all our social medias of Twitch, Twitter, at Anime Lately, all of our social medias and platforms. Everything else in the description down below. We also have Careful for Apollo, Careful for Spoilers, inside of Mine of the Blerd, my Mixners, all of our Patreons, everything in support. You can literally find it all the way down in the description down below. Thank you guys for watching and or listening to the show. I've been Sam the Mega Man, and you've been listening to the Anime Lately podcast. Peace.